let's actually play as a client. Okay, and we can attack. Okay, we can jump. We have a roll. Have some basic IK. Okay, let's maybe duplicate those two. And let's maybe tilt this a bit so it's actually aligned. Okay, that's better. Okay, honestly, whatever. We won't probably need those. Let's go back here. Let's make some space. Let's move our start point somewhere closer. By the way, if anyone is here, I would appreciate it if you tell me if you can hear me without any problems. Okay, so let's jump in. What do I want to do today? I created a list of things I want to achieve. So it's here. I'm doing everything on dev azure.com. So I have my repository here, but I also have my backlog of my project here as well. So besides the backlog I've made in, in here, like I showed you already, which is just a general concept, I'm also tracking some simple tasks for the project. So this is what I'll be doing today. So I'll be adding turn in place because right now we are straight walking backwards and I want to be able to turn. I will be doing block as a move, which is exclusive, and you can either attack or block, not both at the same time, obviously. I'll be adding a health bar and a stamina bar, and then we'll be doing a universal component that will be responsible for health, stamina, damage, speed, stats in general, death event, hit reaction, all that stuff. And we'll be working on AI. And regarding the AI, here are some tasks I want the AI to be able to complete, and I know nothing about AI, so yeah, that's gonna be fun. So let's get back to the project. Let's focus on what we have in store first. So let's go here and go to our gameplay and open our character template. And now let's also open our project settings, and inside the project settings we need to go into inputs, and we need set destination. Well, I don't think we need this one at all. We do need light attack, heavy attack. We don't need fire. We do have jump. I sound low. Let me try to fix it. But I'm afraid that there will be a lot of noise if I increase the mic sensitivity. So you tell me if this is better or worse. Okay, and we need a turn in place, and let's give it a key, which will be just Q on keyboard, and on gamepad it will be left shoulder, for example, and our left trigger could be sprint or something like that. For now, let's just keep it with this. Now better. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so we go here and now we need to add this input. So we're not doing this anymore, we're doing this. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's format everything and let's yeah, it will be in inputs. This is just movement and jump. Awesome. Let's add a event turn in place, which is an action event, and once I press this key I want something to happen. I want our animation master component and I want to play networked montage, and I want to play left or right 180 turn. So let's go to our oh, okay, it won't be as easy because we need to know what base pose we have. So it will be more complex than that. So you have to, okay, we already have this reference, get base pose, and based on that base pose we need to do a switch, and there is no default, but there is animation base cobalt longsword. So that's the only one we have right now. So if we are in this pose, we want to play one of two montages that we'll make right now. So let's go to longsword, animations. We need root motion 90, no 180. Okay, so this is hit and this is those start walking. How do they look like? Oh, okay, so we just need this one probably. Okay, let's just make those and create any montage. No, what did I do? I made composition, not montage. Delete those two. 180 once more. And create any montage. Yeah, those two. Open the map and let's make them full body. So slot, full body, slot, full body. Just save everything. And select, and now we have inside our combat we have this function for direction. So this is the input direction. Okay, input direction. So it's here, and it's here. Okay, so just input direction, ignore error. Okay, why not? Let's go into, we can close all those. Let's go into inputs. Let's give ourselves input direction. Let's go here. Let's make yet another switch. And let's just add those directions. So you got direction, back, forward. Yeah, let's just make all of them left, right, stationary. And now we'll have those two montages, which one will be 180 left and 180 right. Okay. So if your direction is, for example, backward and left, you will turn right or left. If it is forward or right, you will turn right. If you are stationary, you will turn always, let's say, right. And if you are in air, something else will have to happen. So what will have to happen is that we go into event graph and our unused set actor rotation to acceleration, and we'll basically set control rotation is locally controlled. Wow, yeah, we'll need this as a function. So set actor rotation to acceleration. Okay, let's make it a function. Set rotation to movement, and it's just this. And what's the problem here? Oh yeah, we don't have a target, which is this component. We don't ignore air because we'll be doing set rotation when it's in air. And let's see if this works. Oh, and also those animations, are they root motion already? Yes, they are root motion enabled. That's great. So let's now just play. This is network play on dedicated server, and I press Q and I do this, and oh, and nothing happened. And I think I get why. But if I press Q while in air, I will properly change my direction. Okay. You know what, maybe I'm overcomplicating things. Maybe I should just ignore this, ignore everything, and just do this. Maybe we don't need pretty montages for it to work. Maybe just simple things works the best. Okay, but this is towards, okay, I want to just swap, so I want to make it -80. So this is set rotation to movement, and I want to make another one which will be basically similar. Not exactly. Let's take all this and let's make a new function, and we'll say rotate 180, just like that. And yeah, only locally controlled, side view, camera, character movement, acceleration. No, so we'll do it differently. We'll get controller, get rotation, get control rotation. Okay. And then new rotation. We're just changing Z, right? So we can split this value and make rotator, which is the same, and this is just reverted. I think this should work. Rotate 180. Let's see. Okay, this is empty now. So let's go into inputs and let's do this and see what happens. Oh, that's big. Okay, it reverted, it reverted, it reverted, it reverted. So that's cool. Or we can actually make sure that it works at all angles, and we can and do combine rotators, and the second rotator will be just 180. And make this the new rotation. I think this is the better option. now I want to be able to do it when I'm standing in place, so I don't need all this, and I don't need this, and I don't need this at all. I don't need this. Format graph, this is everything. So now even when I'm standing in place, this should work perfectly. But the turn in place animation is not fast enough, because I think we set very high turn speed. Yeah, let's make it 360. Okay. There's no way that our turn in place could keep up with this. Okay, but we don't want this to happen. So we want to disable attacks while we are in the rotation. So how to know that we are in the rotation? Well, we have this can attack, and we just need to make an end statement and make sure that get actor rotation, get control rotation, and make sure that they are equal, or well, that they are equal, that's it. Because now I can attack, but while I am turning, I won't be able until I finish rotating, and that's it. So turning, and now I can attack, and I can do all my combos. Okay, awesome. That was easy. Now let's give it more of like make it less precise, because sometimes something can happen that our rotation will change. So we got this, so let's go into our board, and we have turn in place. Well, it's not in progress really, I think it's done. So this is done. Now let's do blocking. This is the next one. So we go into combat. I sounded junky. What? I'm just mumbling a lot. I'm not, speaking loudly and clearly for hours while working is exhausting as hell. And this is a public stream, and I'm also doing private streams and stuff for Patreons and other stuff and consultations, and I'm just constantly talking. It's really exhausting. Okay, what else do we need? So now combat, we need block. So to make block, we need an action input block, and this will be the right mouse button, and it will be also right trigger on the gamepad. So this is blocking, a bit like in Soul Calibur default inputs. So block, these old Soul Caliburs, I don't know the new ones. The last one I played was 4, I guess. I think it's like 7 now, I don't know. So now block, we're gonna have to make a function can block. Make it pure, and for now it's just true. For sure, No, we don't need that. What we need is actually or is playing montage is any montage playing? Not. So we can block if we don't have montage animation playing. Simple as that. And also we can go to our get attack and get our rotation and make sure that we can block only when the rotation is same. So can block, it will be and our rotation is same for the controller and the pawn. So we got can block. We can go into event graph, make a branch, call the can block here, and if we can block, then we want to, well, play block montage basically, and we want it to be oh, there's so many of them. Interesting. Impact, loop, start. There's a lot. Let's open all of them. I have no idea how they work. Okay, so this is block start. We don't need that. We are just blending animation. This is the longsword block loop. This is the one we'll probably be using. This is block impact. Okay, cool. And this is block end. Okay. And those animations, what are they? So this is block additive, I guess, but this is not additive, so I don't get it. Okay, so this is blocking instantly, basically. Okay. Okay, nice. Nice, but this is not animations we'll be using, most likely. Or maybe, I don't know yet. Okay, I am usually overcomplicating things, so what we need is just the block loop. Let's just make it anim montage, and let's make this montage full body, and just save it. Make sure this is root motion. Enable root motion. Okay, that's fine. And inside this montage, what we need is add another default. Like this is how is it called? Section. So the default section is just section that every montage has, and you can have different sections. Like for example, montage for reloading shotgun would have a start, loop, which is looping, and then end. And the way you make those montages into loops is by specifying what section comes after another. So you can have different animations in different sections, and you can have multiple animations in one section, and you have multiple slots per multiple animations in multiple sections. You can have very complex montages, but we don't need that right now. We just need this one looping montage, and that's it. And once we're going to play this one, it will just go forever until we release blocking. Animation master component and do play network montage, this one, and this is true, and stop montage. You know what, this should actually come from the weapon. Do we have our character stats weapon? Get weapon mesh, get okay. Because we're not using this anymore, right? Let's go into our character stats. Just edit it. We have this weapon class variable, and oh, I think we are using it to spawn this weapon. Find reference, set. Yeah, so this is just storing this, and this is the weapon, so we can access the weapon directly. That's going to be a lot easier, honestly. So weapon is just weapon template. Awesome. So we need to go into our blueprints, weapons, and weapon template, and we need another variable which will be called block. And it's also anim montage, and it's public. And it's replicated, so it can't be changed. And by default it can be the block loop, because why not? And let's go back here, save everything, go into our character, let's get our weapon, but not here. Can attack, can block, event graph here. So we just have to take our weapon, say block, and just push it here, and cancel, wait, end montage, finish montage, cancel montage, how was it? Montage, stop anim montage, yeah, this one. And this is just a character function, so it's easy to call. You can do it directly from here. And is that all? Let's see. Okay, I'm blocking. Oh, something breaks very much. Oh, okay, because we haven't stopped montage on the server, so we're still blocking. Oh, so we need to do this custom event, and say, you know what? We have play network montage in our anim master component. Let's go there, edit it, and let's make a new one. And let's make a custom event and say stop network montage. And it will be the same as start network montage, basically. Okay, so it's this. And then okay, so this, so when you do say local controlled, we don't need player controlled. So if we are local controlled, then do stuff, and then on execute all, do stuff only if you're not local control. And on server, do it anyway. So on the server, we're doing it twice really in this composition. Okay, let's do it. So let's say that if we are local control true, then stop montage, and it's this montage. And then we need another custom event and call it server stop montage, and it's reliable on the server, and just say another event really, custom event, because multicast happens on the server anyway, so no need to run it on the server. Multi stop montage. I will have to push this change to the general repository, and input will be montage, and in montage object reference, and just do this. Oh, and we also need this, and only from false, and this, so this will do multi stop montage, and it will go here, and this will go into server stop montage, and it pushes this. So this locally controlled stop montage server goes into multi say not local, then stop. Okay, this is everything. Stop networked montage. Stop network montage. Okay, and the montage is this montage. Block, let's see if it works, or do I really have to play it on the server as well? Bam. Okay. Okay, not in error. I can't block in error. That's another thing we need to make sure. So can block, falling, not. Okay. Let's go back here. Okay, it's not playing montage, but maybe we want to be able to block when attacking, to stop attacking, to start blocking, or not. I don't know. We could use the we could actually use the attack buffer to work with blocking, but let's leave it at this. This is fine. The only thing else we need to do is just say that we are blocking. And just set. Okay, this should be replicated. So if it is replicated, we can set it locally. It won't do anything. We have to do it inside the animation itself. So let's go into our animation. And you know what? We'll just do a notification state, and we have this temporary tag, and we'll say that the tag is combat modifiers. Okay, we don't have this, so combat modifier block will be that. Let's make one. So go into data, open data table, make a new one. Combat modifier, or that could actually even be an ability. Let's see, abilities, common, block. Oh, we got one already. Awesome. Hi. Yeah, I see your chat, so feel free to text me. So we got this. We need to set it from start to stop. Everything. And we'll just add block. And now when we go to our character template, we can delete this value, and what we need to do is just add function, do blocking, return value is blocking, well, without spaces, and this is a pure function which is public, and what we want to do is Get combat tags. Wait, we need to get combat master. Get combat modifier tags. Has tag exact match, or you know what, not exact match. It will be ability common block. Oh, thanks. Really appreciate that. Okay, so now we have blocking, which is based on gameplay tag, and it's just being added to our combat modifier tags. And as far as I remember, this is the container we are using. So let's make sure, because here has any tag, AGR combat master, combat modifier tags. Yes, this is the one we're using. So we're using the same one, AGR combat master modifier tags. Yes. Okay. So now this should be network replicated, and I should be able to call block. Okay, let go of the block. When I'm blocking, I can't move because this is root motion animation. And can I? Yeah, I can trigger my rotation, but I can't really rotate while doing that. But I could change that really. I could change that. If I go into my character, let's see how it looks like. If I go into character movement component, I can find this value, which is called physics, run physics, no, not this one, allow physics rotation during anim root motion. So this means I can use the built-in rotation that is built into the movement component while performing some tasks. So I can, for example, block, and now I can turn, but he is turning without those steps moving in place. But now I can also turn while attacking, and this is something we don't want. So I guess there is no turning while blocking. You have to first turn and then block, and you will have to, you know, make conscious decision about your positioning forward or backward, and you won't be able to swap it so fast. So now you can just block, unblock, turn, and block again. Okay, and you have this short window when turning that you won't be able to block. So let's go back to our project board. We got blocking, thank you, it's done. Simple UI, health and stamina. Okay, to finish this one, I need to move to this one. So let's do our 3 base statistics: strength, dexterity, and intelligence, and we'll be making everything out of those. So let's go into blueprints, and we have our SS character stats. And right now we only have weapon class, and we don't really have any functions, we don't have any functionality. So let's start working on this one. So we will need strength, which will be just an integer value. We need dex, dexterity, and we'll make intelligence. And we won't be doing anything with this value. We won't be increasing them and decreasing them, but they need to be replicated. So when we are reading the value, the server has absolute authority over them. So those are the base stats. Let's make them category stats. And well, everything is basically config. Let's make it combat. So you have those base values. And based on those values, we should be setting some secondary statistics. So what do we want? We want speed, which is just a rating, so a float. And let's make it 1, and it is absolutely replicated because it will be changeable. We want damage ratio. You know what, this is depending on the weapons, so let's not. Speed, well, speed is depending on dexterity. Do we really need it? Like if we have 3 base statistics for setup, all we need is actually functions. Yeah, let's just make functions. This one will be called get move speed. Return node, make it pure function, and we'll be taking dexterity. And then let's say that our absolute baseline, okay, let's make a return which is movement speed, and it will be a float. So this will be base 300 plus dexterity times float, let's say 10. And this should be a global configuration value, but we're not setting global values right now. Okay, so if our dexterity is 1, our speed will be 310, and our animation is adjusting to our speed. So this is movement speed. Let's make another function, attack speed, return value, and our attack speed has an output. It's a pure function, and it is just float of 1 plus dexterity times, again, a value, let's say 0.1. Okay, oh, and this should be get. Okay, let's make another function. This one will be called get max life, and this will be based on strength times a value, and this will be also added to a float, which is the baseline of 100, and let's say strength times 10, and do a return node, and this can be also a pure function which is public. So this is strength max, so this is max health, but we need also a health tracker, so we'll need health and we'll need stamina. And now those two values will be changing very rapidly, so we want them to be public, but we don't want them to be replicated, because we want them to be able to regenerate independently on tick, for example. So replicating a value that we're changing often is very problematic. Or maybe we don't want it to yeah, you know what, it will be just easier like that. Let's just make them replicated. So strength is this, so this is the max health, and then health, we'll just get health, and we can also add ratio, get life, and to our description or keywords we can add life, health, HP, no, I don't have other ideas. So we'll just take this and divide it by this, and this is the ratio. However, we can always calculate the ratio, but here it is automatically. Like another calculation of just dividing two floats costs nearly nothing. It comes down to how heavy the thing is. Okay, let's make it like this. So we got get life and get stamina and return, and now we'll get our dexterity. We'll again multiply it by a value, let's say 5, and we'll add a float of 100. You know what, let's make it same as health, so 10. We're not making any classes yet, so we don't have to bother with balance so far. So this is the max value, and we need also current value. So get stamina, and we need ratio, and ratio is just this divided by this, and this is the ratio. Okay. Now let's make it public and pure. Okay, so now we can read those values. We got the base values, we got health and stamina system, and now we need to be able to receive damage. So we go into event graph, and on begin play, like this component doesn't exist if we don't have an owner, right? Because this is an actor component, so we can always call the owner no matter what. So let's call the owner and let's say any damage or any damage, bind damage. Maybe it should be point damage because most likely we'll be taking point damage. Or you know what, any damage, doesn't matter. There are no critical hits, there's nothing like that. So custom event received damage. So once we receive damage, we're taking our health, and this happens only on the server, and we just remove damage from health. Damaged actor, that's obviously our owner. Damage type doesn't matter for us. Instigated by doesn't matter for us. Damage causer doesn't matter to us, at least for now. Set health, and now once we set health, we can do a check if we are alive, right? So to do that, we need to do a few more things. Rep notify. So now on health, we can do something. So when we replicate health, we can do and make an event dispatcher called update health, and again use this category. Do we have no, we don't have. We only have tooltip. We don't have keywords because I would set some keywords to it as well. So update health means that on rep, when we replicate health to our actor, we can use this to do update health and call this event, and this will notify that our health value has just changed and got replicated to our actor. And this rep notify is happening on the server as well. If you are coding in C++, any rep notify has to be called on the server by hand, and here you actually cannot call by hand rep notifies, and they are being called automatically. So if I try to do this, you can see that this function is not marked as blueprint callable, so I cannot call it in the graph. So I'm setting this health, and also when I'm setting this health, I need to see if my health is actually a positive value, and if it is positive value or not. We're gonna have a variable alive, and alive is boolean, and it is absolutely replicated, and it is also rep notify, and it is combat, and it is public. So when we do this, if it is false, so only when this is false, we're setting alive false. And now we can receive damage and do stuff with damage and change our health only once we are alive. So we're getting alive and doing a branch here, and if it is true, we are updating health and then seeing if our health is above 0, and if it's not, then we are dead, And when we are dead, we go on to here and make another event dispatcher, set died. And by the way, event dispatchers, they can have variables in them, but there's no need to use them once we actually know what happened. So on rep alive change, we just call died, and that's it. Okay. And now why did we do that? Because we're going to set up health next. So we set up all this, and now we can set up health. So I already transferred to this pack. Where is it? One of the oldest pack in the universe, really. UI kit, yeah, it was free for the month. Used to be very long time ago, and you got some really nice widgets that are very simple to work with. So we'll just go into side scroller. We're going to make a new folder, call it UI, make it green. We don't have green, but we should. So green 0.5, this is perfect. And inside UI, we need to make a user interface widget and call it, you know what, no. Or you know what, yes, screw it. I'll be just using HUD. Like, I should be using a custom HUD, but I might be using a HUD from Marketplace to do some events and some notifications. So for now, let's just use widgets directly without a HUD class. Like, using a HUD class is a separate tutorial I should be doing. So let's make this widget called UI underscore or WB, like widget blueprint, but I like to use UI. UI, I don't know, UI character. Why not? I don't have much ideas for that. Let's open this one and let's just do user created, and we need not action bars, gradient bars. Yeah, let's see them. It's this one looks like this one looks like this one is nice. Okay, this one looks like this is the next one. This is our stamina for sure. Let's use maybe this one. Doesn't really matter to me. Just delete all of those. Okay, and let's now attach it to the here and make it an anchor here. X is 0, y is 0. Okay, so let's make start position 0, 0. Let's make it size X 460, y 40. That's fine. Let's move it to 2020. Awesome. Let's make the same anchor position. Let's move it to 2060. So exactly where the last one is ending. 460 it was, or 450? 460, and let's make it 20 in height. Okay, let's pick a color. So this one will be white, because why not, and we'll call it stamina. And this one will be called health and will be red. Typical. And now to bind them, we go here and say when constructed, owner pawn. So get owning player pawn. So we can get owning player, which is simple, and we can get the pawn of the controller that is owning this player. And we can get component by class. And this component by class will be our SS character stats, and we'll do bind event to update health, add custom event, update health, and now we'll take our This is the T1. So let's go back here. Let's rename them. This one will be called health bar, and this one will be called stamina bar. Okay, let's go back here. Let's take our health bar and let's say update bar, and the bar ID has to be the same as we made here. So our bar ID is health. Oh my god, let's just call it HP, it's harder to mess up. And new percentage is get life ratio. So okay, this is health, and we need another one. So let's go to our SS character stats and let's update stamina. So we need another event dispatcher called update stamina. And when do we call update stamina? Obviously when stamina rep notify is being triggered. So on rep stamina, we just call update stamina. Okay, and right now we don't update stamina at all. But we'll do it anyway. So we'll do a bind update stamina. Like we don't change the value of the stamina so far, at least. Custom event. Oh my god. Custom event and say update stamina. We'll call this, and from here we'll get stamina and update bar, same event, and the bar name is stamina, and the new percentage is this ratio. So this is stamina, and now we need to init the entire thing. So we'll make a small delay. Yeah, just a small delay, like 0.2, just in case, and we'll do update health and update stamina. So we get the starting values. And in our component, when we begin play, we have a begin play. Yeah, we have begin play. So this is managing damage. We can collapse it. Okay, so this is manage damage on begin play, and from here we can go into output because we'll be doing more stuff. But on the other hand, we can just do a sequence, and we can make manage damage here, and yeah, just why bother? Manage damage, and here after begin play, we need to set default values. So set and set. And what we need is get life and get stamina, just those functions. And we're setting max, and we're setting max, and that's it. And now collapse nodes, set start values. And this should be enough for us to be able to work with it. But now we need to init the, so probably in the temporary. We will, or you know what, in event graph, because it will be in event graph. We need to make a custom event and call it init HUD. And init HUD has to happen only on the owning client reliably. And init HUD will be create widget, and we'll create widget which is our UI character, and it is of class UI character, so we can promote it to variable and say UI widget. And now this has to be player controller 0, because this is being called only on owning client, so always player controller 0 is the owning client. And now this doesn't have to happen always when you do this. You have to do some checks. Like, this is the proper way to do it. You can ignore it, but I prefer to have it done right. And we'll get UI widget. And from this UI widget, we'll say, you know what, we can, instead of getting valid, we just convert to valid get. So if it is not valid, we have to construct it and add to viewport. This widget. But if it is valid, then we just have to add to viewport, but not always add to viewport, because we have to check if it is in viewport, because if it is already in viewport, there's no need for it to be in viewport again. So on true, we don't do anything. But on false, we are adding to viewport. So whatever happens, no, it doesn't matter. We can call this from anywhere because it's the same variable. Okay, so this is just init HUD, and we need to do one more thing. We have to go into our HUD, and here when we have this construction, we need to make a custom event and say re-init HUD, and we need to be able to by hand reinitiate the HUD, because we want, for example, to spawn a new character once we die, and we want our bars to update to the new character. So once you add to viewport, you have to get this widget and say re-init HUD and make it always so. And now when do we want to call init HUD? That's very simple. We want to use it on possess, and we don't have this event at all. So possess event possessed. So once we are possessing this character with a new controller, we can say init HUD, and this always happens on the server, and it is initiating the HUD. We can also use another function which is called I think ready to play, or get controller and bind on plane. Okay, no, never mind, this is fine. So this should init the HUD, and it should add it to viewport, and it should make our values maximum values. So there it is, we have a HUD, we can turn in place, and we got blocking. Okay, so we got simple HUD, and I can go into our tasks, and we can say that we have strength, dexterity, intelligence for the character, it's done. We have stamina system, it's done. We have health component, it is done. Manage death event, not yet. Hit reaction, not yet. Base speed, no, not yet, it's in progress, we haven't finished it yet. Base damage, not even started. Manage death, in progress. Simple UI, health and stamina, it is done. So yeah, we already finished 6 tasks and got 2 in the works. Once we finish all those, we will start working on the AI. But I'm taking a short break right now because I need to make a few calls, and I'll be back streaming really soon. Yeah, hi. I see all the chat, and I'm trying to answer any questions if you have them while we are running those. I think that all here will take maybe half an hour, and then we'll be jumping on the AI. So yeah, I'll be back in something around half an hour. Maybe I will eat something and get back to streaming. Thank you for your time. I really enjoy working on this project. It's growing really well. It's growing very slow because I don't have much time to work on it. I usually am working entire day on commission projects, but yeah, I really like this one, and I feel it's actually going somewhere. So thanks, and see you guys soon. And yeah, one of the viewers noticed that I made a mistake here, very important mistake in the character stats component. I check if health is above or equal 0, which means that exact 0 means I'm still alive. So we need to make greater than, or you know what, we can make smaller equal and connect true to set alive false. So you can do this, and we fixed that. Okay, so let's go back to our project. Let's see, what do we have here? So def event, base speed, base damage, hit reaction. Let's focus on those two now. So def event and base speed, but we won't be able to actually use the def event for now. Okay, so we can go into our character. We can get our SS character sheet, and now we can add event, and add event update health, died update stamina. So we got died. Let's use this one, and let's move it to, I think, combat, because why not? And if we died, oh, and by the way, from inputs, like turn in place stays here, jump stays here. Where is block? Okay, it's in the event graph. No, let's move block to combat. And let's now move this died event, and if we die, we go into animation master and say ragdoll. And this works only if we are locally controlled. So if we are locally controlled, we are starting ragdoll event. Okay, so this is def. Oh, we can also take our widget and remove from parent. And because we are locally controlled, this is a local widget, so this is a valid, but we can do still a valid get. Okay. So we got def event. Let's go back here. This is a very simple def, but it's done. It's finished. Base speed. Okay, let's do base speed. So let's go into begin play. And we will do init spawn weapon. Okay, let's make a new one. Custom event. Call it init character stats, and we'll get in character stats, get speed, get move speed, and we'll get character movement component, set walk speed to this speed, and this will happen on the server and on the client simultaneously. And yeah, init stats. And do we need anything else? We should just do it on begin play, I guess. Init character stats. So our move speed, walk speed is 320, and now if we go into our character component and we go into character stats, we can set all those to, let's say, 333, and here we can do a print string of this value right after we set it up, and it should say 315. or 3:30. Yeah, okay, that's more like it. So it works on the server and on the client the same. So nothing more I have to change here. This is done. Custom HUD. I've noticed there were some problems with recording of the voice in my previous stream, so hopefully this one is working better right now. I don't know if anyone is online right now listening and could type into the chat that it is working correctly or not. Let's see here. Okay. So I can go back here and say base speed is completed. Okay, let's jump into AI. Like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing. So let's oh my god, where should I start? Move to a random location near player, but we have to set up the AI. Yeah, hi. So my voice is working, or do you have those exploding sounds all around? And AI will be blue. So what do we need? Artificial intelligence. We need probably those two. And we'll call it SS Blackboard. And we'll make artificial intelligence and say SS generic faux underscore. Oh, it will not be SS, it will be behavior 3 underscore generic faux, and that's it. And this one is Blackboard, so it'll be BB SS enemy Blackboard. Okay, it's good. Okay, awesome. I was like playing with the settings for the stream and recording for the last few days, so I hope that the quality of the stream, like the visual, that you can actually read stuff, because previously it was impossible to read anything on the screen. It was terrible quality, and it was my fault. I didn't even know it, that I just messed up the settings. Okay, we got this, and we need an AI controller. So, oh wait, let's go here, AGR. Do we have AI controller? We got AI controller. And we got AGR Blackboard. Why do I have here really? Oh, okay, it's empty. Did I even started doing that? I don't remember. Unreachable. So this is a custom task. Yeah, it's this. And okay, let's close everything that we're not using currently. Okay. Yeah, you know what, let's not go into this because it's not really completed, so let's make a new one. Oh, it's starting to pop. That's bad. Maybe this will make it better, hopefully. And we need AI controller. Okay, and we'll call it BPSS AI controller. I mean, but I got all the pop filters and everything set up. Okay, so this controller, we don't really need senses for it, but we do need to go into this and say AGR interface, and we have some AGR controller. Get mouse target, get look at target. Yeah, we don't need those really. So there will be not used, so this is fine. Do we need anything in here? I don't know as well. Let's go into class defaults. AI logic start when pound is possessed. Yeah, sure, why not? Allow strafe. Stray allowed during, yes. Once player state, okay. Set control rotation from pound orientation. Copy pound rotation to control rotation if there is no focus point. No. What else do I need here? Always relevant? No, this is net load on client, only relevant to owner. I think nothing more here. This should be fine. And we need an enemy character, but to make an enemy character, we'll actually go here and go into gameplay, and we'll make a child from this character template and say BP generic enemy, and move him here because he'll be using the same base class as our main character. Okay, source control is making it work a lot slower. Save everything. Now let's open this guy and let's do some setup. So AI placed in Word, yes, and this will be BPSS AI controller. And I think that's it. When it comes down to his steering, the rest will be the same. So once I place this guy here and I rotate him 90, if I hit play, he will just be standing there like a moron. Yeah, okay. So now I want this moron to actually do something. Oh wait, what is this? Add to viewport range. Oh, okay. So here is player controlled. True. Then we can do that. That was a problem for the AI. Okay, and now if I close, I shouldn't be getting any messages. Yeah. So let's make this guy run a behavior tree really. So we can go into controller and say on begin play. It is start logic. No, behavior run behavior tree, and behavior tree is BT generic foe. Okay, and target is self. So this controller is starting to run this behavior. So we can now go into this behavior tree, and we can go into Blackboard, and we have default Blackboard, which is this one. Okay, I'm back to behavior tree, and this is the Blackboard asset, and so it is hard linked here. Okay, that makes sense. Compile, save. So let's make, we can have selector or we can have sequence. So sequence plays all nodes no matter what happens. Selector plays until it fails a node. So let's use the sequence first. Let's make a very simple one. weight, or maybe not 5, let's make it 1 and random 0.5. And after await, we'll do move to, and move to, and here we have observe blackboard value, and this is self act. Okay, so let's observe blackboard value. Let's make a value. So we need a new key. This key will be a vector, and it will be called go to location. So now we'll go here and say that we want to go to location, but the go to location is 0, 0, 0 by default because it's just empty value. So I guess this should fail, or he will try to move to actually 0, 0, 0. Well, he won't move anywhere because he doesn't have navigation right now. If I press N, yeah, nothing happens. So we need a nav mesh. Navigation bound volume. Thank you. Or can we actually just manage all this and say guess we can't. No, we cannot just wrap a volume around it. There's no such option. Unless... no. Okay, so just do it by hand. So navigation mesh bound volume. Let's just put it here. And let's, you know what, let's not scale it. I just type in size. It's 5,000. 5,000, not 500. Okay, that's too much. 2,000. Awesome. So this would be probably 12,000. Nope, a lot less. 3,000. Okay, 4,000. Awesome. And Z will be 1,000. Okay. So now just move it a bit back so I don't see this line. Awesome. Let's move it up. And if I look at it like this, I can move it up even more. Now it should cover everything, but let's get our generic faux here, and let's do a navigation invoker. He will need one. And generation radius, oh, that's too much. Let's make it, okay, that's enough. That's tops, we don't need more than that. So now if I hit N, wait, what? I guess so. Where's the navigation? P. Oh, it's P, not N. Okay. And here I have my blocking volume, so that's why it's not in navigation. So this is fine. Okay. Let's get this guy to move to a random location, like completely random. But it will be random and navigable. That's it. So we need to have a task or a decorator that will pick a location for us. So we got service, EQS, we got the decorator, and this is AGR ROM reachable. Okay, we have already one. Location key will be go to location. Can I double click it? Yeah, I can. Oh, but you know what? Room reachable location. How about I just copy this and make a new task. That's gonna be better. And this is, by the way, decorator blueprint. So let's make a new decorator blueprint. Blueprint base. Do not use it for creating native C++ classes. Okay. And how is this one being created? Wait. Blueprint base. Yeah, it's this one. Decorator blueprint base. Okay. Decorator, or maybe differently. Random location underscore decorator. Let's just go here and say function. What was I using here? Perform condition check AI. Perform condition check AI. Okay. Condition check AI. So, and this is okay. Both generic and AI events versions are implemented. Only one will be called, meaning the AI version is called for AI, generic one otherwise. Okay, so we actually do need this one. So we need this. Owner control pound, get location, get actor location. This is the origin. Reduce is promote to variable, and just reduce, and it's exposed. And a location key is location key exposed. Just location. Okay, we got random location decorator. Let's use this one. Okay, add decorator. Run. Random location decorator. Okay. You know what? Let's make some naming convention that's easier to find. So just do ss underscore something like this. It will be a bit shorter. Okay, save everything. Let's go back here. Again, add decorator ss random location deco. This one, the radius will be just, I don't know, 300. Observer aborts. What is that? I don't really know. Okay, inverse condition. No, this is fine, and move to go to location, and then he's waiting and doing it again. So he should be just doing it indefinitely. Let's hit play, and he should pick only locations that are reachable. He's not doing anything. Why? Okay, so it looks like this is always failing. Oh, okay, I know why. Because this, no, this is exposed. So location and radius, I should have those two. Radius, oh, and location is go to location. My God. Okay, now it should be working. If I go here, I will see them switching. So this is just working. How to make it wait to actually reach the destination, I wonder. Where is this guy? Okay. Okay. It's interesting. Okay, but I don't want him to switch. Why isn't he strafe walking? He should be strafe walking, really. Okay, let's check this guy. So this works, okay, he's moving to random locations and doing this small weight. Let's make it a bit bigger, by the way, because it's ridiculously small. And if we go into our character template, in here, in begin play, init animation component, it's here, turn desired rotation. Okay, so this guy, for some reason, AI controller is, oh my god, where is it? Hello strafe, yes. Set control rotation from power and orientation. You know what? Tick. Get rotation. Wait. Get pound. Or just get control rotation, and let's print string, and let's see if it's just changing values, because it shouldn't. I want this guy to change value of his rotation. Yes, he is changing. Why? SSAI control, it's this one. What is this? If this AI wants its own player state, no. Okay, let's keep it like this, maybe. No. That's gonna be tricky. How to deal with that? Like, if I go here, okay, I'm not using control rotation. Desired rotation, no. So why the hell is my controller, when doing a move to, like, in theory here I just told him not to do that. From pound orientation, let's say not. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it differently. Oh, okay. I have to probably make a task. A new task or a new service. Like how to do that? No, let's just make it in the controller. Set control rotation. Let's see if I can do that. Split -90, a tick, and screw that. And let's see if it works. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. So it doesn't really work, because while he's performing the go-to task, he's still changing the rotation of the controller. Let's go to this guy, this generic enemy. Let's add an arrow component, and let's go into event graph. Let's use tick, and let's take this arrow and say set rotation, word rotation, yeah, control rotation, and let's play it single player. I want to see it first hand. Oh, make it visible. Not hidden in game. Yeah. Okay, so it's forward. It's not forward. So it's setting to the move to location. That's idiotic. Okay. Set control rotation. Get controller. Set control rotation. Split structure. Just make it fixed 90 because reasons. No, it's not really working even on tick. Okay, we can do it differently. Or, you know what, or maybe leave it like this. No, it's a side-scroller game. They can't move diagonally and then turn, or maybe. Let me think. So maybe instead of that, we can go into this generic enemy and go into begin play and say animation master component, set rotation, set up turn rotation, and we'll say animation turn none, and we don't have a rotation. And then we have 360, 95 as it was, but we are not doing any rotation. So let's see now. Okay, this is like an old school side scroller, and he is indeed taking only points that are in his reachable range. Will he go to stairs? Okay, that's cool. That's a lot better. We can worry about his turning later on, and we can just change the pawn rotation then. Okay, so we got this worked. So this is just some begin play, and this was just to see the arrow, and we are deleting the arrow. Okay, let's go back here. So we're picking random location, and we actually want to go to our random location decorator, and we want to copy it and say SS near player location, and this near player location we'll need to specify where the nearest player is really. Okay, so we'll need a new task. Let's go back here, and we will need a task basically. Find search direction. What is this? Okay, let's just move to this one. So we made a new one, no problem. Function override, receive abort, receive execute AI. This is probably the one we need. Execute AI, okay. And get player get all actors of class, or we can get all actors with tag. Get all actors of class, because we won't be executing this often, honestly, and it will be a character template, and say for each want to get a distance to the pound, and we'll see if this distance, actually we want to make a variable, closest distance. We're going to see if this distance is smaller than closest distance, and by the way, the closest distance default value will be something ridiculous, and if it is smaller, if it is true, then we want to promote this to variable and say closest player, and we want to also save this distance and set closest distance. Okay, and now we want this to happen only for player possessed characters. So if we are taking those characters, we can do player controlled, and is player controlled is something that can execute on the server, because server is aware of player controllers. So you can do another branch here. So if it's player controlled, we are checking distance and then doing that, and then finish execution. What? BT task blueprint. Okay, yeah, it's this one. So finish execution and say success, and this task will also set blackboard value as object. Is there an actor? Class object? Really? There's no actor? How is that? Let's go here. Let's make a new key and say closest player. Wait, this is the type. So type is object. There's no actor. Okay, actor is an object, but let it be like this. Closest player. And self actor is what kind of? It's also an object. Okay, that makes sense. So closest player. What is this? Then the field will be synchronized across all instances of this blackboard. Well, no, definitely not, and definitely not, and definitely not. So cool, I can actually share some values between multiple AIs. So let's go back here and say set blackboard value as object, and the key is to variable key actor key name, and the value is closest player. However, we need to get a valid actually. So if it is valid, this happens. If it's not valid, then this happens. Okay. Oh, and actor key must be exposed, and those two don't have to because they are internal. So we go back to our behavior tree because we got this closest player. Okay. And here we're gonna have to use task and say, how do we call it? Oh, it's automatically called. That's terrible. Where is it? Is it here? Yeah, it's here. BT task assess closest player. Okay. Okay, it's saved. SS closest player, and we can go here, SS closest player, and this is just a task, and actor key will be closest player key. And now that we have set the closest player, we can actually remove this decorator and use a different one. So now we can add the decorator and say first we need to finish setting it up. So it was this one. So this is the task, and this is decorator, near player location, random location. Okay, let's change them, call them deco underscore ss near player. Okay, let's save it. And here, when going to this perform check, we are not taking control pound, we actually will get Blackboard from controller, I guess. And from here, key, get key. No, how to do that? Blackboard key selector. So now, no, how to do that? Get value. Oh yes, get value as object, and the key is key name. This is exposed. Location is and this key name is get value key name, and there is radius. Okay, so we're going to use this, and as object cast to actor. I don't see any other way to do it, and if this cast to actor succeeds, then we can do all that stuff. If it fails, then we do a return, which is a fail, and from this actor we can get location, and we can format this graph to not look like complete bollocks. Okay, so this is SS near player. Let's go back here and say add decorator SS near, well, what? SS what? Near player. This is a decorator, right? Right. Starts with deco, so deco SS near player. There it is. So now radius will be 100 is 1 meter, so 3 meters, and location vector is closest. No, go to location. Get value key name is what's the key name? Closest player. Okay. So what we are doing, we're doing a wait, then we are picking the closest player to our actor, and then from this closest player we are picking a location around him and moving to this location. So he will walk around me now. And if I move, he will try to follow probably. At least he should. Yep. And even if I go here, he will try to come as close as he can. So he's trying to follow me right now. So that's great. Okay. So what do we expect from our enemies? We expect them to spawn off screen, obviously. And then we want them to go into certain distance in front of us and like introduce themselves to the screen itself. And then start to engaging us, right? So this is what we need. Let's go back to our board here, and have we done something? Move to random location near player. Yes. Face player to attack. Let's try to face player. Yeah, like this is all really hard. Let's do that for now. So let's try to do that. So let's go to our blueprint again. So this is sequence and this is a selector. And can we do a do once? So we can rename that. We can rename that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, we can. So let's call it random location near player, because this is exactly what it is. And we can actually even add spaces here. Doesn't really matter. So let's okay, so this will fail once the first from left to right, and will stop execution if one of their children succeeds. Okay, so we'll start with selector, and right now nothing changed and it should work exactly the same. So if I start, he'll start moving toward me. Okay. So now what I want to do is make a sequence again. Next one. This one will be called first encounter. So this will be just a show off and a taunt, most likely, if we make a taunt a task. So let's do it right now. So let's do it like this. First encounter. Well, we still need to pick a nearest player, so this stays the same. We can actually even copy it and paste it. So we're picking the nearest player, and then we want to move to there's a move directly toward. That's nice. So move to, and move to is observe backward value tolerance. What? If task is expected to reach, change to location printed by BB key. This property can be used to tweak sensitivity of the mechanism. It's recommended to be less than acceptable radius. Oh, okay. We don't really need to do that, I guess. Like, I don't think this should really change anything. from here. Okay. Let's go back here. Let's do this. We'll make a selector. This happens only once. What is decorator scope? Interesting. You know what? This shouldn't be a selector, really, I guess. I think this should be also a sequence. And this will just start failing, and then it will go to this one. Yeah, so we are picking this, and then we're doing a move to, and move to is go to location. So now we need this location, and then we're going to do a wait. That is just 1 second. And then we'll do a taunt, but we don't have a taunt yet. So here we need to add a decorator, which will be a new one, because it has to be a location that is in reachable radius. Okay, we'll need an EQS, unfortunately, for that. So artificial intelligence, environmental query, I have no idea what I'm doing. EQS underscore SS, and let's say first intro location. Okay. So what I'm looking at here, so actors of class, composite, current location, points, circle, cone, donut, grid, pathfinding grid. Okay, so we need a circle. So circle radius, I don't really know what distance do we have inside, like what's the distances in general here. So this is how big. This is 3 meters. So when we are playing, we see 3, 6, 9. I would say 4.5 meters, 4 meters maybe. I would say we see 4 meters of screen. Unless we increase the perspective field of view, but I don't want to do that right now. So okay. Circle radius is 3 meters, or 3.5, let's say, so 350. Space between is let's say 30. Number of points, let's say what, 20, by space between. Yeah, that's a lot better, so it will ignore the number of points. Arc direction 2 points. Okay, arc direction, line 2, context item, context querier. Okay, line from, query context item. Okay, arc angle 360, that's fine. Circle center, context item. Ignore any context actor from, no. Circle center Z offset, it's 0, that's fine. Trace data, it's navigation. Projection data, trace mode. Navigation geometry, no, I don't care. Okay, that's it. How do I oh, okay, it works like this. So I want this, right click to add tests. Okay, I want to do distance test. Wait, might be not distances, but pathfinding. Or dot. Trace volume. Yeah, let's make distance. Filter and score. I want to just score only. And this will be distance 3D. That's fine. Environmental query context queries. It need to be distance to querier to be least. Scoring factor is 1. Linear. So this is the preview. And multiple context score, it's an average score, so that's fine. Okay, this should do the job. Let's see if it does. So let's do an EQS before this one. So this is a task. How does it run EQS query? Okay, so it's this one. And query template run mode. So this is all yes, awesome. Oh, okay, it's here. Query template. Blackboard key self actor. Okay. Query config. Let's see. Let's pick the query first. Okay, SS first location. Run mode, single best item. Okay, yes. And now we want to set a key, right? So what we need is config to say that this is nothing value. I don't know what this is. BB key is go to location. EQS query blackboard key. Wait, what? My non-blackboard key. Why I can't change that? Oh, okay. So it's a query template. Go to location, and here it's just go to location. Okay, let's disconnect this one and let's just do this one. Let's see what will happen. Okay. So he's trying to run the EQS. He's struggling really badly. But here, profile. Okay. And if we go here and press, I think it was this one, how do we see EQS? Wait, it was this one, yeah, okay. Okay, so the EQS is firing like crazy. So it's not working properly, definitely. But how do I set those 2 points? Env query context item and querier. Querier is simple. Context item. Where do I set up context item? How do I do that? Context item. I don't see context item. Maybe this is the context item. Parameter name. Parameter type. do I do that? How is this really working? Okay, I'm gonna have to learn more about EQS to be able to solve this one. So I guess I have to do my research right now if I want it to actually work. But for now, we're just doing the same thing, but we want it to happen only once. So this is the only difference. And to make it happen only once, we'll make here a decorator, which will be a new decorator, and it will be just I don't want any of those. Okay, yeah, this one. And this decorator will just have a function AI condition check. Okay, so condition check AI, it will go and from the controller get blackboard, and from the get blackboard we will set key. How to do it, how to do once, actually, how to run something, an execution only once. So interesting. Like, if I want to do once, is there anything like that already? Okay, I got a better idea. Let's take our new one, so decorator, this one, BT decorator, and let's call it SS, and by the way, let's just call it deco. SS near player, or is near player. Okay, I'm using very similar names, which is terrible. You shouldn't do that, but I'm just experimenting right now. So is near player will just get blackboard key, get value as object. The key name is promote to variable, get value key name exposed, cast to character or to actor, doesn't really matter. If cast fails, then return false. If cast succeeds, return true. But first, distance to other actor, this actor, is smaller or equal to in distance, and make it exposed. So if it is smaller or equal than the distance, return true. If it's not, then return false. So this is SS is near, and we can go into our here and say add decorator is near. Oh, it doesn't work like this. Is near player. Okay, so let's say get value key will be, what's the value key? Closest player. In distance will be 350. and then it will go forward. So if it's not in distance 350, it will fail. Yeah, this is how it works. Okay, so if he is in distance, this gives true, and I want it to be reverted then. I want this to be inverse condition, and because I'm inversing condition, okay, let's see. So now I can just play it. I can go here and see that he's doing this move too. Oh, okay, stop. And this. Okay, he's doing this, waiting, and he will go here, do this, root, and what? Just stopped. Okay, that's interesting. No. Okay. So what happens here? Instead of sequence, I should be doing a selector, I guess. Maybe. Let's test it. Yeah, so now he's ignoring this one because it fails, and because it fails again, it goes straight to this one. Okay. So now I at least know how to trigger the first encounter only once based on distance. And then I can do this, and now he's picking locations around me. If I move far away, he will try to reach me and get back here. Okay. Okay, I'm back for more, because why not? Like, it's really frustrating working with AI for the first time, but yeah, let's continue doing it. So I figure out how to make what I wanted to make. So the first introduction, I was doing some EQS, I was doing some Blackboard stuff, a lot of stuff that in the end I didn't even use. So it is simple as this. Selector is a branch node, basically. So if this fails, he goes straight here. So now this fails if we are in range of the player of our player of 350. If we are not in this range, then we will just say that we want to know where the closest player is and just move to him, and that's it. And of course, closest player is not set for the first time, so this will always trigger at least once. So now when we run it, he will do this task, and he will stop this task once he gets in range, just as we wanted. So it was as simple as that. And now he will pick locations around our player, but we want him also to face our player. So now we will need a new task. Let's make it a task, basically, and make it this, and we'll call it okay, and we cannot call it yet, so let's do receive execute AI. And now what we need to do is from here get Blackboard. From this Blackboard object, get a value as object. So we need a key name which will be called closest player. And we need to see if this closest player controlled pound will get how is it called? We'll get well, we'll get dot product 2, and from the pound we'll need to see facing, how to do it. I think this should be enough. Get dot product 2, and this has to be cast to actor. I don't know what, even cast to character, because why not? It will be a character. And we'll see if this is greater than, well, 0 basically, and if it's not, if it's false, finish execution. So if it is true, we don't do anything. If it's false, we want it to switch direction. So if we go here into our generic enemy, we want to get actor. How do you want to do it really? You know what, let's test one more thing, because if we go here, allow strafe, no. Okay, now we go here. I disabled this, so I will let the character turn, and now on our tree here, we allow strafe, and we allow strafe. So maybe now this guy will be properly strafing, because if he will be, there's still something wrong with him. Let's take a look. Okay. What if we do it like this? Oh, maybe. No. I was so happy for a moment. I guess our move to action, it should statics in go radius test increase agent. By the way, let's make it like 50, at least 50. Okay. No name move to allow strafe. Yeah, so this allows strafing. So why he is not strafing? I don't get it. Is there something I'm missing? By the way, I found a bug. UE4 AI allow strafe. Oh, this is very old. Yeah, I moved to. No. Donut. Okay. So why? Okay, never mind. Let's just do it like it was. And now I need an event that would be changing the rotation of this character. So what it would have to do is my new BT task would be called SS rotate to player. Okay, and here we can get a component by class, and this would be animation master component. And now set turn set up turn rotation. Then we would make a delay, which would be like 0.5 or so something, and set up turn rotation again. And it will go here and here and pretty much like this for that. So we would do 360, 360, 95, 5, 90. And here we would say turn desired rotation desired rotation. Okay, this one, and then we would say none, turn none, and here we would also get this character as a set control rotation. We can get, okay, so get controller and set control rotation, and the set control rotation would be set based on this value. So no matter what happens, it's not a branch. This is here. So this value, set control rotation, make rotator, and this would be select, and if true then 90, if false then minus 90, I guess. So rotate to player, oh my god, I misspelled that. Rotate to player. Source control is making everything a lot slower. I will just disable it for now. Can enable at any moment, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll leave it like this, make this, and now here we can do rotate to face. What is this? Okay, okay, wait. Okay, rotate to player, just like that. So let's see if this works. Oh, okay, he's rotating me instead of himself. My bad. Rotate to player. So it's not from this target, like this is fine. This is not fine. This goes from owner pawn. And this get controller also goes from controlled pawn. Okay. Let's see. Set controller delay. Okay, this should work. Okay, no. Okay, it works. So now what? Okay, yeah, that's fine. Why? Fine. Well, let's say. Okay. And what if I turn? Why he didn't turn towards me? Oh, that's interesting. Why is this happening? I mean, rotate to player. I'm reading key name closest player. I think this is the right one. Yes, closest player, so this is fine. View, get to view site, get dot or just dot product to actor location, get actor location, thank you, and this. Okay, let's try it now. No. No, previously it was always almost working. So this was actually a lot better than this dot product. So what am I doing wrong? Let's see in our character template. Let's go to inputs, turn in place. So we got this, and then we have this. Current acceleration Y. So character movement, current acceleration. If this, okay, so new rotation, true, false, it's depending only on this. Okay, makes sense. So I would like this to trigger at the same time that we are moving. Okay, let's at least fix something that I know how to fix. So whenever I am attacking, blocking, doing stuff, I'm using this. I am using this function. Where is it? It's in the inputs? No. Get attack. Oh yeah, it's here. Can attack input direction. So input direction is reading current acceleration, but it's not reading just vector length. It's reading x and y. It shouldn't be like this. I should be reading forward. Okay, I can get forward vector from rotation. And this is the vector length. So I can... Oh, yeah. Okay, this is fine. This is not fine. So not acceleration. I need to get forward vector from rotation. Get actor forward. Get actor forward vector. Thank you. Get actor right vector as well. And now get, I'm gonna have to check it out again. Oh my god. So let's go into event graph. Let's find tick. Let's just paste those two and just let make print string twice. No, actually one. And we will read this one, recombine, it will be here and here, and this will be on tick, and this will play for 0 seconds. And let's for a second delete this guy. Let's just play. So oh, it's just like this. And get acceleration, get current acceleration is this one. Input the get current acceleration, yeah, it is this one. And then this acceleration is length. So this has to be vector times float. It gives a vector, and here it will be the same vector times float and into this vector. So let's see. Okay. Okay, so We only need to check our facing direction actually here, so I don't have to do this. I don't have to do any of this. I just have to do it here. Okay, so this also depends on our facing. So get actor rotation, or even get eye no. No, how was it? How was it called? Oh my god. Get eye viewpoint. Thank you. So this is the location vector, and this is the rotation. Okay. Let me think. So we got this forward, but if we turn, this is still forward, and I want this to be forward now. What if we get current acceleration and then we do rotate vector, and use this one. So it's here, and left, right, it's here. It's those two only. Now I turn. Yes, so this is everything. And this is now backward. Okay, so I had to do is all this calculation. I just had to rotate vector by the actor eye viewpoint, and that's it. And this is only for the pick of the left right, because the rotation of the vector doesn't change how we are getting the you know what, we can even do that as well, because it shouldn't matter, but it will be one node less in here. Okay, so we can go here and say that this bug is solved. Awesome. Face player to attack. Okay, let's get back to face player. Oh, I hate it. Maybe I do it a bit differently. Let's see. So we get the closest player, we get SS new player, so we're getting a near player location, set it as from close player set to go to location. That's awesome. Then we move to go to location. That's great. And then this rotate. So this rotate is getting the control pound and controller. So this is the controller. Set rotation, set control rotation. This is first of all, oh yeah, this is like this. Okay. That looks a lot better, but let's still test it. Oh, I thought it will crash, but it didn't. Okay. Okay. Shouldn't turn, but he did. Okay, it was because of the location, not my actual. Okay, this is fine. And if I turn, will he start braking? No, he turned towards me, as he should. Okay, but my guy, he should be actually an obstacle. So let's make him a dynamic obstacle. Can affect navigation generation? Yes, he can. And can this be dynamic obstacle? Yes, it can be dynamic obstacle. Fill collision underneath for nav mesh. Yes. So let's see now. If I play this guy here. Okay, we'll do it like this, so it's okay. Okay. Now he'll try to move around me. I'll try to get in his path, so he's trying to avoid me. That's interesting. Show navigation. Okay. Huh, so he's also affecting navigation for himself. But what if I want I want it to be a smaller. Can I do that? Nav area obstacle. Okay. Okay, and if I don't do that, will he completely break? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's make those guys actually deal damage to each other. So let me just hit this guy. So let's say that he cannot do anything, literally anything. So we'll have a okay, it has to start with a selector. So we need to add a task, which is just a wait task. It will be just wait of 1 second before taking any other actions once he finished this. Let's make this 1.5 seconds. And what else? This will have another decorator that he's not playing any montages. So let's make a decorator. Okay, let's make a new one. And this new decorator will have an override function of check AI. So on check AI, he will say owning pound, cast to character. And if he is a character, then anim instance from his mesh. Any montage, is any montage playing? Is any montage playing? That's it. Let's rename it. SS is any montage playing. And now we can go into our behavior tree and add this decorator called SS is any montage playing and say that we want to this be inverted. And it will abort, well, lower priority or self. Self is this. Okay, so it will abort self. So if he receives damage, he will abort any task that he's doing here. So that means he will abort also the move to. While here I don't want it to happen, but here I do. So let's do that, and let's make those guys receive damage and deal damage and do stuff like that. So okay, now if we go, they are using the same base class, so BP character template, and if we do damage here somehow, oh interesting, I have this rotate 180 function I could use. Landed, dobra. Okay, let's go. Character template, generic file. Okay, so content, side scroller, blueprints, and what do we have here? Stat component. We also got weapon that we'll need. Weapon template. Thank you. And our character template. So right now on Combat Master, begin hit, we haven't handled register hit yet. So let's handle register hit. Let's make our Combat Master only do traces on server. Okay, thank you. And only trace complex. Oh, you know what, doesn't matter. Melee collision precision will be 30 and traces per second will be 60. Hit ignore classes is none. However, we will change that to be player classes for the player and AI classes for the AI. So if we go into our base AI here, we are inheriting this configuration, so this changed 30, 60, But we can further change it, and we can, for example, say that ignore generic enemy class. And this way our AI will never damage other AI. Okay, so we want to register hit. We hit something. We got this hit. Let's break it down, and let's make a custom event. This event will be called show hit detection. Okay, and this will just draw debug box that has certain center, and extension will be just 20 by 20 by 20. Line color will be red-ish. Duration will be 1 second. Thickness will be 1. And let's make it multicast reliable. So once we get a hit, show hit detection. Center is impact point. So for now, just this. And let's place our we got our generic AI, so we can now go and just hit this guy, and something should happen. Like, we should be able to hit him. No, we don't. Wonder why that is. Let's see. Okay, ignore everything, that's fine. And here we are projectile and visibility. Let's use the projectile channel because this is generally the combat channel. So let's use this one. And let's trace complex collision. And here. Begin trace and trace, yeah. Let's just do this for now. Oh, I don't really register any hits. That's strange. Let's try it locally, and oh, I am running locally, so let's run as a client. Maybe that's the problem. No. Okay. So something is not set up right. We probably didn't activate weapon. So let's see. Yep, we didn't activate weapon, and we didn't probably even register. We did register collision mesh, but it's on spawn weapon. Activate weapon. Try activate collider. Should be here as well, and the collider should be called weapon. So now it should work ish. Yeah, yes it does. And you can see that I am hitting on tick, so I can do a lot of hits at the same time. And why is this guy dancing like this? This is a question for me. Okay. Okay, I guess that our generic enemy, even though he's inheriting, he should not be a dynamic obstacle. Or maybe he should. Or you know what? Even he shouldn't affect navigation. And yeah, same goes here. So now he won't be dancing like crazy. He'll be actually moving nearby me. Why is he basically randomly switching rotation sometimes? Never mind, it's not a problem for me now. I will debug it later. So let's go back here. We now know that we can actually register hits, which is awesome. So let's go back to our, I think, event graph. Yeah, it's here. Let's take it all, go to combat and paste it here. Okay, can I still compile? Show hit direction. Okay, now it works. Cosmetic, and this is non-cosmetic. So, okay, we need hit targets, which is an array of actors. Object reference array. And we need to get this array. It doesn't have to be public because we're using it only internally. Contains item, and the item is hit actor. So if we contain item already, we do nothing. If we don't, then add unique, same hit actor, and then do stuff. So right now we're just dealing damage once, but we are not resetting the hit actors, which we have to do. So let's do it here. I'll just do reset, no, set hit actors to nothing on start and end. Reset targets. Okay, compile. You know what? We can't do it like this, so just clear. Yeah, let's just use clear. So now we should be able to hit targets once per hit. Okay, perfect. We could actually even spawn actor from class and say that it is qubit impact fx spawner, actor transform, so we can spawn it anywhere, it's just an actor, and say that our self, but we will need hit event here as well. So here we need hit, which is a hit result, and we don't need this anymore because from hit result we can do a break and we can read impact point directly. and here we can just push this and disconnect this. Okay, now we have this. Skip decals, yes please. Projectile doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Terminator, yes, yes, yes. Doesn't matter. FX size, let's make it medium. Hit result is hit result, owner is also self. Okay, so now when I hit something, I'm getting sound and particle. However, we need to set this guy mesh, override physical material to flash, I think. Yeah, flash. Compile, save, let's test it again. Yeah, the sound is terrible, but the rest is fine. Okay, so now we can do reaction, right? So let's go into animations and let's go into longsword and let's go into animations, root motion, and let's type in hit. So we got all this on ground hit, by the way. Okay, we got only this one, but we don't have a falling to ground. So hit back, DLL, RR, up, front, okay, and this turn 180. So let's make those. So create any montages from this. Let's move here, side scroller, abilities, hit reaction. Let's move all of those here. Okay, so now we need to make a picker when you receive a hit, which one you want to play and why. So let's go into our generic enemy, and you know what? We need to decide on it on damage. So let's go character template here. We'll do inside combat point damage, because we need to know the hit info. Okay, so let's break this one. So now play network, montage, so let's just say on point damage, and by the way we need to apply damage, so show hit and apply point damage, and this point damage is going to use this hit event, and point damage will be 1 and damaged actor will be this hit actor. Event instigator will be controller of this pawn, and damage causer will be self. Damage type will be just damage type, and why there's an error? Hit from direction. Oh, okay. We have a direction here, right? Impact point normal, impact normal. Of the hit, it was space for the object that was swept. Point towards the sphere's center. Okay, and this. Okay, so this is the surface, and this is the. Okay, so this is the direction. So the normal is the direction. So now that we get this damage, we are playing montage, and let's pick one of those montage. let's say maybe this one. Okay, let's say this one. Oh, and we need to edit all of them anyway. So just open all of them because we need to make them full body. Thank you for all the nice comments, guys. I'm trying to read them as they go. Why I don't make a shooter inventory, etc. Maybe I will. We are talking with Patreons that maybe we'll make a community-based project where we actually make, well, basically Counter-Strike. Okay, everything full body. So this full body. Okay, this one. This is still default. This is still default. Okay, and now we can save all. And let's use hit up montage. Let's just use this one for now. And go here. And now if we play, I can hit this guy and he will receive damage. And while he has damage being received, yeah, he's quitting his entire behavior that he's running. Okay. So we need to make two decisions. One, that is that we need to do different stuff when we're getting attacked from the front and from the back. And second one is based on the bones that we're getting hit from. So we will need two things, but you know what? I already done that in one of the examples, tutorials. So I can go here, gameplay, and reactive combat, and just take this guy. I can copy a lot of it. Doesn't matter. So this is hit, apply damage, okay, and point damage. Okay, so this is from direction. So this is direction calculation. Okay, awesome. I can just copy that. I can go into our character template. I can make a new function and say direction from attacker, and do a return node. And here I will do just a gameplay tag, which will be called direction. And I can paste all those selects, and I can say that select, if this is true, then it's front, it's forward, and if it is false, then select. So this is probably left. Let's see. right. This is right. So true is direction right. If false, then select and say this. If it's true, then it's left. If it's not true, if it's false, then it's backward. And that's it. So we got it covered. And into here we need to say this actor location, target, attacker, and this can be pure function. Yeah, it can be pure function, why not? So now we go into combat, and we can say direction from attacker. The attacker is damage causer, and now switch on gameplay tag, and here I know that I will only have 4 directions, so backward, forward, left and right, and I can play different montages based on that. So right, left, forward, backward. So this one is forward, so let's make this one forward and make this one backward. So let's swap them. Oh, my cat came to me. Come on. You can help. I know you can. Come on. Yes. Yes. Good boy. Yeah, he's helping. Volume is low. If I increase volume, I'm getting a lot of, popping sounds. Really, so I'm afraid to increase volume too much. And also I am speaking constantly to the microphone for last, I don't know, like 6 hours or something, so I'm exhausted. Okay, this is forward. Let's get right. And this will go here. And this is right, so here. Let's get left. And it goes here. And let's go with back, and let's go here. Okay, let's see if I didn't mess anything up. Well, let's attack this guy. Okay, so he did get it from forward, so everything is fine. Okay, this is from the back, so it works. Oh, but this didn't work. But it did. Why this doesn't work? It does, I don't get it, but let's say it's fine. So we know how to decide that the character is front of or back. Left and right is irrelevant, really. So I don't know why I even said it. So I can just delete those two. Wait, how to delete one? Yes, here and here. So just left and right. And now when it's forward, I can actually check if hit component is equal our mesh, and if it is, like if it's not, then go into this default, but if it is, then we can say that switch on name, and I can again just copy stuff from here because I have this already set up, and I can go here, paste it, it will be easier. So bone name will be this, and now okay, I can even copy all of this. I think it should work. It didn't. So I can take this and place it here. No, not like this. Here. Ta-da! It works. Awesome. But all those need to go away because I need to set up different ones. So all those go to left. So this is left. So let's say L. Okay, I just have two left ones. Let's see them. Okay, so the first one, not the one with the L2, but this one. Let's get here, and this will be here, and it will be here. So this is all rights. So rights will be the same. Let's move it here. So right, instead of right 2, we'll use this one. This is right, and this is, well, where is the head? This is the up, front, okay, this will be the head. So this is the head, and default, so unspecified, and all the chest, all the pelvis, all of those will be I think down, this one. Yeah, it will be just this one. So all those will be this one. Let's see this now. Okay, he does react on left and right hits. Awesome. Okay, but I also got in place hits. So I got 3 of those. Let's maybe use them as well. So let's make an alternative of those, which will be in place. So I got only 3 in place. So I got hit front, hit left, and right. So let's use them. So this is right. It's this one. This is hit left. It's this one. Hit front. So it will be both this one and this one. So if we use this, instead of that, he should react in place without being pushed back. Oh, I screwed up. but only from the front. Like in the back, he will always react in the same way. Okay, awesome. But what if I want to use this one? Let's go back to our character and say that there is directional back. Let's copy it, paste it, and let's put this one. And see it in action, if it actually works, and he will turn. No, come on. Oh yeah, he's turning. Awesome. So we can use any of those. So you know what? We will actually do a branch and random bool, and we'll just randomly play one on or the other. So this is the back, this is forward. We want to play this forward, and now this is forward with move back, and this is forward in place. So this is starting to be absolutely huge. So what we need to do is get this entire event I guess somewhere else. Let's make a new graph and call it damage. Let's just paste it here, and this is a lot better immediately. Point damage. So this is hit from back. Default, I mean, there is no default really. And by the way, if it is default, I would rather use this one. I mean this one. So let's set this as default. Okay. Direction selector. And this is body part selector, and it goes here or here. So then we will have to select proper animation based on our attacks, but to do that we need to change our attacks to be ability based, and I think the next one will be on abilities, the next stream. Bounty place, you can select all the nodes. How did you change the connection lines to be? Oh, how did I change the connection lines? I'm actually running a plugin for that. So it's called Electronic Nodes, and it costs like, I think, $20, and it's absolutely amazing. I can't live without it. It's just such a quality of life thing. Okay, we can close all this. Yeah, so for today we got blocking, we got an enemy that is moving around us and is trying to sometimes go around us, and he can come closer and attack, he can turn, he can take a hit. And you know what? Where do I have all those? Combat. Buffer. Try input buffer. Okay. Play network montage play rate. So why do I use that? find reference here and here. Okay, so the play rate is always 1. Let's change it to 2 for a second because I want to test something. Okay, 2 is just ridiculous. No, but let's make it 1.3 for example. Okay, and let's also go to our character combat master and say that combo reset timer is just 2 seconds. Okay, that's a lot better, but let's not mess with this for now. Let's leave it at 1 and we'll be doing a lot of stuff with combat in the next one. So yeah, we got some basics for the side scroll project. We got blocking, attacking, that is directional. We got jumping, we got AI that is following us, and on the first time that he goes into screen, he stops at the edge, and he can actually now receive damage and play particles and sounds.